This podcast was brought to you by Uncle Jeep Productions. Welcome everyone to the Drippin' Jeep podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Jeep, and with me is Host of Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts. You can also become a member of this podcast to get extra podcast content every single month. Drip, this is not take 5. Just pretend Just pretend this wasn't the take 5 of the intro, and we're getting in right to the episode. Drip. We have lots of stuff to talk about, including a Nintendo Direct that is looming for the month of June, as well as Google. I've mentioned Google in the show before, how they're the masters of leaking stuff. Well, let me tell you something. They were leaking stuff they should not have been leaking, and we're going to talk about that. No. But before we do that, Drip, we have to quickly make the quickest Google search of my life. Because I did not get this ready, because we're doing the 5-star review. Can you play the...
And while you're looking that up, I do want to let everybody know.
Play the Wii music real fast. Press that button. We'll do that during the thing. Yeah.
There you go. While you're looking that up, I will let everybody know, we did give away a $50 eShop gift card to someone who left a 5-star review. And guess what? We're going to do it again. So if you leave a 5-star review, you... will be entered to win another
officially
$50 eShop
now
gift card.
You're already committing? Like it's a real thing right now?
It's going to happen, yeah. We'll talk about it next month. So leave your reviews. You can win the $50 eShop gift card.
After we gave it away last week, I did say to you guys to keep leaving your reviews, because we're going to make this an ongoing thing, not guaranteed every month, but we're going to do it again. So any review that is on the Apple feed, we will enter you automatically. So keep leaving your reviews if you haven't done so already, or if you've made 14 accounts and left review in all 14 accounts, just keep doing that. Every entry counts. This week's review is brought to you by PBS. No, it is brought to you by Jeff Droidvania. Informative and fun. The Drippin' Jeep podcast talks about the most important gaming topics in a really fun way. Drip even studied electromagnetism so he could understand a recent Switch 2 leak. No other podcast will go that far for the truth. That is, Jeffrey, I feel like you're throwing a little shade to the Communication Error podcast, because I do know you're a patron of theirs. I think you are, at least. And I do know that, we met you through them. So I feel like you're saying that we're better than them. And I tend to agree, Jeff, with your, I'm not putting words in your mouth. This is not me saying, I think that we are better than them. So, I'm just saying, we're not just better than them in a podcast way. We're better than them in our showing up to things that we're required to be at. We show up to everything. I have not missed a single requirement. I know those guys, at least one of them has missed multiple things. Also, we're better than a Mario Kart.
I didn't show up. Listen, I got to be honest though. I didn't show up when I was supposed to be on their podcast. You went. I didn't make it.
I guess I'm speaking for myself. I can't speak for this asshole.
Yeah, I kind of messed that up too, actually. So I'm kind of with them. I'm sorry, Jeep. You're just better than everybody. What can we?
Listen. I make commitments and I stick to them, and I am better than everybody else in the world of Mario Kart, and there's evidence of that, including a man named Johnnybo who stinks like bananas. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just saying, we're better than everything. Yeah. Thank you, Jeff, for you leaving your review. Now, resuming today's regularly scheduled programming. Grip, what's up, man?
Nothing. Speaking of that, I'm excited about this upcoming Direct. We're gonna have at least Johnny and Cheesy can come on too. But once this thing's announced,
if he'll show up.
Once this thing's announced, we are gonna do a joint.
Love you, Cheesy.
We're gonna do a joint predictions, but we're gonna do it a little bit different.
Okay.
I mentioned this to you in the pre-show.
And
I totally forgot that we do this anyway. Like every time there's a Direct, we'll make a big list of stuff and we get to make our predictions if it's a yes or a no.
Yeah.
And then we'll go back and gather up all our points after. It's a game. It makes it fun.
Yeah.
But we'll get those guys in on it this time if they want to be.
Cool.
I mean, I know Johnny already said he's in, so we'll have a third at least.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Drip. I want to go backwards again real quick, not to keep beating the dead horse.
Backwards, fine.
I want to not beating the dead horse again, but I want to say there's one thing that the Communication Error podcast does better than us.
What is that?
Their community shows up to their guys' Twitch stream more than our community shows to our Twitch streams, because we were playing Mario Kart and he had multiple very talented Mario Kart players on his team,
man.
And it was just me and Drip. I said it's me and Drip and Jeep. It was just me and Drip racing.
We had
against
Sims in
a
there
team
for
of
a while,
theirs,
but
not when we were doing the team stuff. I'm just saying,
No.
Anybody who's in the chat right now, live or watching the show after the fact, if you don't mind going down to both Drip and ours Twitch links and clicking those and subscribing over there or following over there on Twitch, because this Friday, this is the June 5th. On Friday, June 7th, we will be live again on my Twitch. I don't even think Drip's gonna be there. I think you have duties or something. But
Yeah,
either way,
there.
I'm going live this Friday, and I would love if you guys could come and support and show up and play some Mario Kart with me, because we're going to be playing against Johnny, because I imagine it's just going to be me and Johnny again this Friday. So I would love to have some support and some people to help me beat and take down the Communication Error guys. At this point, it's a full-on rivalry between the Triple G podcast and the Communication Error podcast.
It is.
So we're gonna show up to my Twitch, Uncle G.
I mean, I do believe last Friday we were talking about somebody had to cut off a finger.
Yeah,
it went to that.
It
got to a crazy point. That's for sure.
I did already cut off my pinky. So I do apologize for that. You can totally see that it's fully cut off. It's fully gone. I can't. This hand is so fucked. I can't even move. I got fucked up hands, man.
That is not believable whatsoever. Not believable.
I'm totally cut
like that. Like, look at that.
I can't do it, man. Like I can't bend
Look
my
at
fingers.
that.
You see, like
cut my
see
finger
my
off.
hands are shaking. I can't do it. Anywho, Drip. Nintendo news. Nintendo news. Breaking news.
Yeah.
We're getting a June Direct. Drip.
We are. We knew that though.
We did.
We knew it.
Lots of room. Well, we'll get to that first, or we'll get to that in a second. But there's lots of rumors with this Direct right now.
Oh yeah. As there always is.
As there always is. Some of the rumors include a new Switch sports game, which I need you told me about this.
Okay. Let's start at the beginning here. All this stuff, I would say the only one of these, and I don't even want to go with the Switch sports thing first. The one that I would say that's probably gonna be there, that's been talked about, and we're not gonna go over all these because God, there's so many. That's the thing, man. There are so many leaks at this point. Like I know there always has been,
They're
but
not leaks. I believe to my heart these are not. Most of them are not leaks. It's
just people talking about.
Boy
there's a
cried
lot
wolf
of
at this
internal stuff about like code names and stuff that are interesting, but it's still all guesses. Even if you do have the code name, you know what I mean?
Yes.
One of the code names is for a Mario Party game, which I believe. I know.
We're doing this already.
Yeah.
We're doing this already.
The Mario Party thing, honestly, I think is of all of these, probably the one that I would say is. I'd be surprised at this point if there wasn't a Mario Party game, to tell you the truth.
Well, Drip, speaking of my Twitch account, I was live on Twitch last week.
Yeah.
Or was it this Monday? I don't remember. I was live on Twitch recently.
That was Monday, yeah.
Live on Twitch recently, and you told me this in my chat, and oh boy.
Now, somebody else said it, and you were like, what? And I said, yeah, probably. And you got very upset.
I'm upset because here's why. We already have, two. That's three. We already have two Mario Parties on the Switch. We have the original one that came out, I don't know what year it was, but we have the original Mario Party that is the Joy-Con version.
Super Mario Party.
Super Mario Party, where you can only use the Joy-Cons, and it's really frustrating because you can't use the Pro Controller, and it's really annoying, especially on a Switch Lite.
I agree.
So you could kind of make an argument there that game's sort of half-baked. Then we have the next Mario Party, which is
online eventually.
Which we did eventually get, like weeks or months before the next one came out, which is kind of crazy.
Before the next one was announced.
They announced the next version of Mario Party for the Switch, and to be fair, plenty of improvements. I really enjoy that Mario Party. It's one of my favorite Mario Parties. It is
much better. Yes,
it's a great Mario Party. It includes a lot of old maps, which is great. But a big issue with that one. Oh, it has Pro Controller support, has online functionality from day one, all great things. But the biggest problem with that game is I feel like, and a lot of people agree, that there's not enough maps on it. There's just not enough.
There's only like 4.
There's just not enough maps on it to really get you keep playing for
okay. But
years
either
to come.
way, listen. Here's the thing. I know you don't want another one, but this is a game they always put out at the end of like a, this is what they do at the end. Of a console generation.
It's a third iteration of the same game that all three versions are half baked.
I mean, they put the first one out, then 3 years later they put the next one out, and then 3 years later again they're going to put the next one out. It makes sense. They're doing it on a schedule.
3 years.
Yeah, it's in 3 years.
You think the next Mario Party is going to be next year?
No, it'd be this year. That'd be 3 years, right?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, no. Hold on. I'm going to look this up real fast. I'm like Johnny right now. Speaking of communication error bias.
Well, I want to know because I thought it was 3 years.
Release date. Mario Party release date. I have a whole list. Give me a second. It's out of order, just like Drip's direct video.
Yes,
it's coming out
love
soon.
That. It's perfect.
2021. Oh, you're right.
That's 3 years.
You're right. And then what?
So 2024 would be 3 years, right?
Well, there was a Mario Party. If you count this one from 2016, Mario Party Challenge World. Not going to even click on it to worry about it, but that one came out in 2016. So the first Switch version must have come out in 2018, 19, 20, 21. Ooh.
2024, yeah.
Ooh.
So that's 3 years between. I'm telling you, there's going to be a Mario Party game at this direct. I can guarantee it.
Oh my God.
That's the only one of all this stuff I'd put money on. I'd put money on it. I'd put any amount of money on it.
Do you take a guess how many Mario Party there are? How many Mario Party games there are from IGN?
15.
Huh, nope.
How many?
23.
Wow.
23 Mario Parties. That is kind of crazy.
That's a lot of Mario Parties.
That's crazy.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of Mario. Holy crap. What?
Yeah, the other thing
in God's name.
The other thing is
so I you know what, my whole rant that I had, I guess, is kind of invalid now because, well, it's not that it's invalid. I still think that's too many Mario Parties. It's too many Mario Parties. Yeah. Let's all agree. It's too many Mario Parties.
But they sell.
It's too many. Okay. I mean, yeah.
Of course they're going to keep making them. They sell.
Okay, but
maybe
Mario Kart.
Clearly it's not too
Mario
many.
Kart sells. We all know Mario Kart sells, but guess how many they made of that? Only one in 11 years.
Yeah, I mean.
So I mean,
what really? I mean, they did add double the content to it, though.
Yeah, but even still, that would not be.
And it is the best-selling Switch game.
Yeah, but okay, but your point is that they sell. Yet here's Mario Kart, which sells, and yes, you can make the argument that the Mario Kart Deluxe is a second game. I'll give you that if you want to make that argument. That is still one Mario Kart every 6 or 7 years, 5 to 7 years.
And I mean, this Mario Kart, I mean, this is sold crazy, but I mean, Mario Parties don't sell like that. They just sell well. You just keep putting them out because people keep buying them. I mean, it's a different model, but it doesn't matter. We're getting another one. Either way, that's the one thing I guarantee will be at this direct.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard others, some of the rumors out there talking about a new Switch Sports too, which that I think is like, that's kind of weird. I mean, a lot of people bought that game. It sold well, but like, nobody even talks about that game anymore.
It's a thing. It's a kind of game where it's super fun, but like for me, my dumbass isn't gonna get up off the couch and play it on my own and feel like a nerd sitting here standing up bowling on my own. Like I'm not gonna be doing that. I do
enjoy bowling.
I love it. I think Switch Sports is one of my favorite games on Switch. Not gonna lie. Like just from a pure fun standpoint, one of my favorite ones. It's really fun. The problem is it requires other people to have fun with. At least the way I love to play games. All you guys know I'm a big multiplayer component guy. And if I'm going to sit there and play on my own, that's kind of boring and dumb. I'd rather be in person with my significant other or friend or whoever playing this game. Even I'll take online. At least
playing with friends online.
But just with friends. And it's kind of, not everybody has time to just like play a game like that, where like you have to change your room to play. Like for me, I got to push my couch back. It's a whole process to play the game properly. It's fun, but you get my point here. So, do we need another one? I think it'd be great to have another one.
They put out a few of the Wii ones, so I mean,
it's just kind of weird to put that out
more
now. It's just on the Switch at this point in the Switch's life. It's just a bit bizarre, but I won't waste any more time talking about Switch Sports 2 if it even happens. You, Drip, have an interesting theory.
No, not yet. Not yet.
That's not for now.
Because the biggest thing I want to talk about.
Oh yeah,
and you know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
There are a ton of Zelda rumors.
There are.
And I'm trying not to get super excited about it because then there won't be anything. You know what I mean? You know it'll happen. There won't be any. There'll be no Zelda game whatsoever, and then I'll be disappointed. So I'm trying not to get super excited about it. But I mean, those two games, like whatever they're gonna do with those, this is it on the Switch. And I know we've said that before. We now have the information. We know, like, this is it. They're not going to be on the Switch if it's not right now.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and those aren't the ones that I'm looking at anymore. The one I think, honestly, is probably the most probable now. I think we are going to get, I think it's more likely than getting those is that we're going to get a new 2D Zelda. I mean, I know I've kind of said
Brand
that, but
new?
like, yeah, brand new. I think this is going to be the game that Zelda's the character. It makes sense. I was against it for a while. I'm like, nah, I don't know, but I think this is probably going to end up being a 2D Zelda, and Zelda's the main character. I feel like if they're gonna try something like that, that's the place they could try it at a 2D game where it's not, you know what I mean? Instead of doing a full 3D game or something like that, try it out, see what happens, then maybe move it to a 3D type of thing or something different. I mean, I don't know. I could be totally wrong about that, but I mean, I saw some other people talking about stuff like that, and the more and more I hear people's ideas on that and why they might do it that way, it's because like you look at what's the last one that was on the 3DS? Link Between Worlds. Link Between Worlds. They changed
one of my favorite.
They changed they changed the system of the I'm sorry, the items.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was
great. The fact that you didn't have to get the items in a dungeon to unlock another place to go. You could just go pick out which item you wanted and then go do the things in that area with that item. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you basically unlock every single item right off the bat. However, you have to be able to afford to with rupees. And you can't always afford to buy every weapon all at once. And even
but it opens it up a little bit more.
Even if you could, as soon as you die, you lose all your weapons. You got to go buy them again from Ravio. So, yeah.
Okay, so anyway, yeah, the point I'm making is they tried that out. More of an open thing. And then, Breath of the Wild, open. I mean, and they try these little things out with 2D. It's just these little, like, whatever, we'll try it out. And they do it with a lot of stuff. But I feel like maybe making Zelda the main character of a 2D game is more, I don't know. I think it's more possible than seeing that in something 3D if the Zelda thing is actually happening. But no, okay. So the last thing I want to talk about this before we talk about like when this is going to actually happen is obviously they said we're not going to get any information on the new system, right? Like they're not going to tell us about the Switch 2 or the successor Switch at this direct. But we have talked about the fact that Metroid Prime 4 is probably going to be a cross-generation game, right?
Yeah, we have to see it this month.
And let's just say, we have to. So that would already be technically a Switch 2 game that we're seeing.
Let me just paint this picture for everybody. I am an angry parent waiting at 12:45 a.m. for their high school student.
Metroid Prime to get home?
Their high school student, Metroid Prime 4, to get the fuck home. And I'm like standing here with my arms crossed.
Oh, stop it. You're
tapping my foot drip. I'm tapping my foot
PTSD,
like as soon as this kid gets home,
thinking about it. I've been there.
I swear to God, I'm going to rake this kid to the coals if he's not. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Oh man. I just remember no. Okay. So that's one game that could potentially be there. That's a Switch 2 game.
What's game?
Why can't
Metroid
there
Prime
be
4?
more?
Metroid Prime 4?
Why can't there be more? Well, especially where we're at. Just hear me out before you tell me I'm wrong.
I'm not done.
Think about where we're at right now. June. So let's say June is halfway, right? We're halfway through the year. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So, I mean, Nintendo's usually on about a 6-month cycle of games telling us about games. And even if the Switch 2 doesn't come out till, I don't know, March, whatever, like I'm saying, that release game, I don't think Metroid Prime 4 is the release game. As I said, I think that the Switch 2 is going to launch with a Mario game. And I don't see why they can't just start showing us what that Mario game is right now and just not saying it's a Switch 2 game. We can all just kind of like say, okay, clearly this is probably going to be a Switch 2 game, but they do a Breath of the Wild thing and they release it on both. They did the same exact thing with Breath of the Wild with the Wii U and the Switch. They never said anything about the Switch. They didn't talk about it, but they kept showing Breath of the Wild, then announced the Switch, then said it was coming to Switch.
So what game would game would you see along with Metroid Prime 4?
It's Mario. It's 3D Mario.
3D Mario.
I think we could possibly see a 3D Mario with this direct.
let me. You're wrong, but let me just tell you why you're wrong. You know you're being, a bit
I think it's very
unrealistic.
possible.
Listen. Come on. You know you're being unrealistic with that. Come on.
Is it unrealistic?
2 big games like that announced right this month, first that we won't even expect to see really until next year. Because let's not fool ourselves here. Even if we even if we get Metroid Prime 4 this month, we're not playing it till 2025. I think it's a guarantee we're not playing it till 2025.
Well, let me ask you this:
the best case scenario, it's a November around my birthday game, just like a Pokemon is, where it's the end of the year, just in time for the holiday rush. That's best case. If we see if we're playing by Metroid Prime 4, watch them shock the whole fucking world and Shadow Drop it. I'll lose my mind.
They can't. You got to remember, they can't do that yet.
Yes, they can't. Yeah, they can.
No, they can't. They still have to put out 2 and 3.
And this would actually help your case, Strip. This would help your case. They can Shadow Drop it, and then they can say
Metroid Prime 4. That ain't
and they can say later on, Metroid Prime 4 will be playable on the Nintendo Switch 2 with an upgrade, as well as our launch title, which is Mario whatever. Like, this would actually help your argument.
I don't think it helps. I think that's more unrealistic than us seeing a Mario game at this next Direct. Because I think they're going to do the Prime 2 and 3. Just
not happening.
Not like they did 1. It's going to be a double pack like they did Pikmin 1 and 2.
Next console.
And they're going to shadow drop it
next
just
console,
like this.
That'll happen. Next console, not now.
I think it might be this Direct.
Absolutely not. 0% chance. -%
What?
chance. You're
crazy.
You get gold stars taken off of your gold star chart with this opinion. Yes. That's ridiculous. You're telling me they gave us already Metroid Prime 1 2 years ago at this point, and now all of a sudden, out of blue, the last Nintendo Direct, they're going to pretend like it is the finale of the fireworks show for 4th of July and just give us Metroid Prime 2, Metroid Prime 3, Metroid Prime 4. You really think that's what they're going to do? And
I think that
the franchise that they have historically, recent history, really gave shoved off to the side. And all of a sudden, they're just going to bring out the red card for Metroid. I'm not against it. I don't want you guys to think I'm against
Metroid Prime 1.
That's not rolling out the red carpet. That was a test. That was a test, and it succeeded. But you really think they're going to drop 3 Metroid games in one Direct? The last one for the Nintendo Switch?
Stop. They're not dropping 3 games.
You said we could see those 2 games at the Direct.
Those 2 games shadow dropped, yes. 2 and 3.
But we're also
with the announcement of 4.
That's 3 games.
Maybe even okay, that's not dropping. That's a totally different thing.
Releasing, announcing, and dropping.
It's probably not even a big thing. Probably just saying 2025.
So it's even more insane. So they're gonna shadow drop 2 more Metroid games and announce the best one of all to come at a later date with a trailer and a price and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
You're insane.
That's not crazy. I don't think there's going to be a price. And all they have to do is just say Metroid Prime 4 is coming in 2025. And they give us a tiny little clip of something. It doesn't even have to be huge, just a teaser.
That is, I think that would be the bare minimum. And if we know one thing about Nintendo, they love to do the bare minimum. So they will probably just do the bare minimum. But here's my expectation. I know we haven't seen anything from Metroid Prime 4 for a long, long time. And that is exactly why I need to see more than just a name and 2025. I need to see a trailer. We need to see a trailer. This I will even if they announce,
it'll be a teaser trailer.
It's like when they did Pikmin 4. They just kind of gave us a name and a logo, and it's like that's wonderful.
And it was a weird little.
But this would be the third time they do that. This would be the third time in the game's life that they announced they've only talked about the game 3 times in its life, including this potential one they're going to talk about this June.
This would be the third.
This would be the third time, and all 3 times. Well, the first time was a logo.
Here it is.
And
Here's
a name.
logo.
The second time
was
we. Hey guys,
over.
we're doing this again. Sorry, love you.
We're starting over.
And then they wait 5 more years later. They what? How many years later? 6 years. They wait.
It'll be a teaser trailer.
They wait 6 years, and they're just gonna put another logo with a date with a
I don't
year?
think it'll be a logo.
No.
I think it'll be more than a logo.
Okay,
good. I think it'll be a small, just a little, no gameplay, just something. You know what I mean? Just a little scene.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
little Metroid ball, whatever. Samus as a ball rolls in, and whatever, just something. But I think the 1 and or 2 and 3 dropped I don't think they're going to be as well done. It sounds like from what people are saying that they're not going to be as well done as the first one was. It's just going to be an upscaling.
It's an upscale
sort
port.
of.
It's kind of like
Which is basically what they did with Pikmin 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then they shadow drop those.
Yeah.
So I don't see that crazy. I don't see that as a crazy thing, especially if you want to get all 3 of them on the Switch before you release this big one you're really trying to push.
But do they? So I've heard that argument. I heard that argument last year, Drip, that they could shadow drop Metroid Prime 1 and 2 and 3. I heard that argument last, but that was 2023 argument. 2024 argument, I think it's too late because
I don't think we're too late yet.
They've already
after this direct. I think we're too late. Let me ask you this.
No. Let me explain why I think it's too late, and it makes a lot of sense. It's the same reason why it would be dumb to put out Wind Waker. I'm sorry, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. It'd be stupid to put those out right now too. It's the same reason. The hype from last year, 2023, of Zelda was at an all-time high. It died incredibly fast. Now we know hindsight, it died way too fast. But it was at the all-time high. They should have announced that those 2 games in late last year, like August and September, that those games should have come out. And they didn't do it. So that's why now it is too late to put out. We've passed the hype. And for Metroid, it's the same idea. The hype is at an all-time high. They just shadow dropped an amazing remaster, like a phenomenal remaster. It was so good. It's the best looking game on the Switch, hands down, in my opinion. And they wait 2 years. The Switch is literally a grandpa with his cane deteriorating and his bones breaking with every step. That's the Switch right now. And then, and Metroid, the hype is kind of dead now. It's kind of dead, okay. And it'll be resurrected when Prime 4 is here. But
I mean, you've just answered the question I was about to ask you. How is hype built? How is it built?
If they do all those, if they announce Prime 4 with more than a teaser, we do not need a teaser. We need a trailer and a year. 2024, 2025. We need that.
It'll be 2025. It's
I
gonna
agree.
Be with the Switch
I tend to agree. I tend to agree. But not just that.
But to hold you over, guess what we're dropping today? 2 and 3.
Metroid
on the Switch.
Metroid Other M.
Oh God.
Oh, what if that comes
remastered.
true? What if that comes
remastered,
true? No. And you got to break out your Wiimote. You got to waggle the Wiimote too.
The Other M wasn't that on the 3DS or was that on the Wii?
Both, I believe.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I never played it, but I don't think that's what they'll do. I honestly think that game is. Those 2 games are probably other ones that I would expect. And if you're right, if they don't come now, I mean, I don't know, maybe they aren't. But here's the question I want to ask you too. I mean, I've already made a video kind of discussing this a little bit because I think it is. But do you think this is the last direct of the Switch era? Is there going to be a September direct or no?
I'm not going to pretend like a lot of people out there that I didn't say last year that the Mario Wonder Direct was the last one for the Switch. I'm not going to pretend that. So it
seemed like that.
I've already thought that was going to be the last direct.
Well, now we have more information. We have actually things to
that's not the case.
Of
and let's be honest as well, Drip. That probably was the last Play Nintendo Direct, but unfortunately for Nintendo, they had to push everything. So that means there has to be another Nintendo Switch Direct because they had to push things. Again, I keep saying I'm sorry, but let's be honest again. This June Direct should be the second one. They skipped the February one. They straight up skipped it because they pushed everything and they're like, shit, we only have enough. If we have enough, it's only enough for one. So we can't really do a February one and then make you guys hang until January 2025 for another direct or whatever they're going to plan on doing. Anyway, what was the question? I'm not afraid.
Do you think there's going to be a September direct? Or is that more around the time we're going to get Switch 2 announcements and stuff, and then whatever we get from this one is just basically going to hold us over till then? That's kind of where I'm at.
I'm probably wrong, but I think there is no more. This is the last Nintendo Switch Direct, and the next thing we hear from Nintendo is going to be Switch 2 information.
Too. Yeah, I feel like they're going to set the rest of this year up, and then by that time, and you know what? Another thing about this is too, they always say, and they said this, they always say like, oh, it's going to be just games for the rest of this year, and they always go over. They always go over.
Yeah.
So we're going to hear about stuff that's coming in 2025. That's why I feel like it's possible to see like a big launch title for the Switch 2 in this direct, because there won't be another one. First off, there won't be another one. And I mean, this would give them plenty, and they don't have to say shit about it until like later on. You know what I mean? Like, they can just show us and get us hyped and then be like, oh, that Mario's coming out when the Switch 2, like, they don't have to say it. We're going to assume it, obviously, especially if they're like 2025. We just assume, okay, Switch 2 game. Cool. That gets the hype train rolling. And then, at that point, then you're looking at, okay, Metroid Prime 4, new Mario. And when they just told us all this now, really setting shit up for the Switch 2 there. Especially if we get no September Direct.
The more I think about this, the more I think you're right about the Metroid 1 and the Metroid 2 and 3. Because it would get you guys, it would get us all ready. Those of us who haven't played all of them, it would get for Prime 4. The Prime 4 announcement
and there's plenty of
and
time.
Trailer would give us the hype we need to really get back into Metroid, get interested in Metroid.
And then it would give you a nice amount of time to play the 2 games. Nobody's got to rush. March 2025. We get, maybe not even that. Maybe it comes out a couple months after that. Maybe it's not like a launch title. Maybe it comes out a little bit later, but it's still on the Switch as well.
Now, I've heard that this Direct also, this potential Direct, I've heard that, well, not potential, it is happening, we just don't know when. And we'll get to that in a second. But we've heard a lot that this is going to be not just this is like the last hurrah for the Switch, and Nintendo's going to go all out. That's some rumors that I've heard.
I did hear that, but
that would kind of, listen, 3 Metroid games and 1 Direct, 3 main lines would be a really big deal. So, and maybe one more big thing, like maybe one of these small Zelda rumors, leaks are come true.
Yeah,
or
Zelda games, some Metroid stuff,
just
Mario.
Something that surprises us in general. Who knows what exactly? It could be something that maybe we don't all care about, but it's just a surprise. Like, oh, hey.
Well, that's the thing. Even if it's a big thing, it doesn't have to be a big thing.
Xenoblade Chronicles X
year.
comes to the Switch. Like, that'd be a big thing. I would consider that a big thing.
Not for me, but yeah.
Star Fox, whatever on the
Zero,
Wii U. And again, I think I'd be into that, but not necessarily something I'm losing sleep over waiting for. But that could be another big thing. I think this could be a really huge Direct potentially. But Drip, we should move on because we've already spent way too much time on this as it is. When the hell is this Direct coming out?
Well, Jeeb, I'm a leaker. And I actually did correctly predict the date of the last Nintendo Direct.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want me to tell you when this Direct's going to be?
I keep forgetting we need a drum roll. I need to press a button, or you do, and it needs to be a drum roll because we
don't have a drum roll.
We do this
too
often. I'm just gonna. I have a tambourine. I have a tambourine. Should I just?
No. Well, okay. I want to explain a few things. There's a few things we need to know about. There was a lot of talk about it happening next Tuesday because of.
Next Tuesday would be the 11th.
Right. The 11th was kind of like things that was a date going around because it makes sense because that's kind of around like the E3 time when it was. Mm-hmm. And Nintendo would do their stuff on Tuesdays. That's kind of just always kind of lined up like that.
Yeah.
During the E3, that's just what happened. We haven't seen that happen in a while. It's been Wednesdays, Thursdays. Last year's was June 21st, and it was a Wednesday.
Yep.
I don't think they care about doing things. And I don't know why everybody was so hyped up on that 11th for as long as they were. But we have something else happening this month, which is a game release, which is what I based my whole theory off of with this last Direct, was that game release. They're not going to overshadow that game, and it comes out in the last week. So they're not going to have it that week.
That's correct. Well, we just, for the sake of dates here, you're talking about June 27th is when
Luigi's Mansion
comes out. And that would be a good time for a Direct. However, it's not because the game's coming out. And they're not going to do it right before, right after, because that would overshadow
They're not going to announce a bunch of games.
I think we can agree.
And step on the toes of that game.
We can agree that they're not going to do it that week for those reasons. Also, they're not going to do the week after that because the week after that is July
anymore. Yeah,
so unless they're telling us a little white lie, and
we're basically done. Yeah, nothing today.
It kind of has to be
coming tomorrow, and they don't do it on Friday, so it's either next week or the week after.
It has to be between the week of the June 3rd, which is this week at the time of this recording, and the week of the 17th. It has to be. I'm going to say the
17th. The week of the 17th is still too close to the release date of the game. I think they wanted away from that game as much as possible.
I disagree.
And I think the date is the 12th. I think it's June 12th. 40-minute Direct.
Next Wednesday.
Yes. And 40 minutes.
When does that announcement come? That Tuesday the 11th?
Yes. At 10 a.m.
Eastern time.
It's when they do it.
I disagree with your part where you said that it couldn't be the week of the 17th because it's too close to Luigi's Mansion. I think that they could easily make the announcement on Monday the 17th that tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern that there will be a Nintendo Direct, and then the 18th happens, and then we're good. They mentioned Luigi's Mansion coming out next week, like they always do when there's a Direct close to a game, and I think that'd be perfectly fine. But with your date, it's literally, Drip, it is literally the middle of the month.
Mm-hmm. Right in the middle.
Right in the middle of the month. I think it'd be perfect. But, well, I shouldn't say perfect. I think it'd be plausible. I actually kind of think, I'm not predicting, I'm just saying, I'd like to see it better. I'd like to see that 17th announcement and 18th actually happen. I think that'd be better.
I think it'd be better too. I just don't think that's what's going to happen.
And what kind of flip-flop?
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be better. I would like that more. Mostly because of the video working on for me. I want that to have more time to go.
I love that.
Maybe
I'm just wishing it into existence.
But I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be next week. I think it's going to be next Wednesday. But yeah, it's right in the middle of the month. It's far enough away from the game where it's not going to step on the toes of that. Even if they do some huge stuff, it's still going to be fine. It's enough time to where, people are still going to be hyped about the game. And I don't know, especially if it's a big one, especially if it's one that, like people say it might be with all this crazy stuff, which it could not be, probably won't be, but it could be. Then you really got to kind of get it away from that game release. You know what I mean? You kind of got to get it back a little further so all that hype has a little bit of time to just go back to normal so you can worry about your game, hype that up. So I don't know. I say the 12th.
I say the 18th. May the better man win. The other man who loses got to cut off their other pinky.
40 minutes. What are you saying? How long is the Direct going to be?
Oh, well.
40 minutes.
It's got to be 40 minutes, dude. It's the only Direct of the year, probably.
It's got to be 40 minutes.
Got to be 40 minutes.
Got to be. At least.
Speaking of 40 minutes is how long this show has been going on. But before we move on to our final topic, we are going to be talking about today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is nobody. It is us. Me and Drip. We sponsor this episode, and we tell you guys to please become a member of this podcast. If you become a member, get extra podcast content every single month, and we appreciate you guys coming and get exclusive access to our monthly live streams just for members. You can be part of the show. As you guys know, we don't usually read too many comments during the show, so we feel like it interrupts a bit too much unless it's pre-planned, but we can't do that because it's live comments, so it's hard to pre-plan a live comment. However, for our members' live streams, all of your comments are taken into consideration, and we're pretty much talking to you actively. So it's pretty fun. Make sure to hang in there. It gets you extra exclusive access to those accounts, and maybe some future stuff as well that you may have access to as well. So just make sure to get in there. It supports us most importantly. So we super appreciate you guys for doing that for us, giving us a little extra support for us putting out this show for you guys for free every month on any podcast platform or on YouTube. And again, you can continue to be free. Just make sure you like this podcast and subscribe and all that good stuff. And that is all you need to do. So we super appreciate it. Yes. There was one thing I want to talk about too quickly, but nope, I lost it again. There was something quickly.
Yay! Nailed it.
I got it, lost it. It's all good though. Maybe I'll remember later on. But for now, Drip, we're going to be moving on to our last topic, and that topic is actually kind of crazy. Actually, hold on. I think we got it. Wait, hold on. We got a good we have a good live comment. I'm going to bring up this live comment because it's actually really good, and we really appreciate it. From Albert. Thank you, Albert. Hello from North Dakota. I imagine that's what that is. ND. I love the podcast show. I usually listen to the audio version during my workday. You guys make me laugh. Thank you so much, Albert. That's what we do this for, to make you guys laugh and enjoy. Thank you, Albert. Moving on, Drip, to our last topic. Once again, Google did some bad stuff, Drip. Google did some bad stuff.
Oh, no. Did they? Or did they just do the thing they normally do all the time and just haven't got caught doing it until now?
Well, see, it's the thing, and that's the thing I did not read up enough on. Is that I think this was an internal review that they released themselves? Was there any pressure?
They accidentally released it themselves.
Oh, that okay? So I don't know anything about that.
This was not supposed to come out like this. No,
okay.
I don't know the full details. Like I said, I'm letting you drive this section of the show.
I have different details. Yeah,
I do know this. I know that they didn't want this to come out that way, and they said, "Oh, we handled it. We got it.
we got it.
We fixed it. Don't worry. Stop looking over here. Look over there. Don't look at the man behind the curtain. Look at the big scary
Yeah,
head."
exactly.
I don't know. Like I said, I've looked into this a little more the Nintendo part than anything else, but and that's what we're going to focus on, I imagine, in this segment here. But all of it's pretty scary.
Well, I got some bullet points, and we're gonna read through all my bullet points and kind of discuss as we go along. So, this is wild. I have an article that I've a lot to read on my end, so I'll just kind of throw this article up. I'm not gonna scroll through it very much, but I'll throw it up for you guys who are watching the show for now. But we got this article here from PCGamer.com. If you guys want to go check them out, feel free. We don't link stuff because apparently you can get in trouble doing that sometimes. So we're not going to do that. But you guys can go to PC Gamer, check out this article. Thank you for supplying the information for us. But I can't. That's right. I can't read the article, and that's why I don't do that. Never mind. I'm not going to show you the article. There you go.
Nice.
Shout out PC Gamer. We're not looking at the article because I have to look at my Discord.
Cool.
Anywho, crazy stuff happened. So between the years of 2013 and 2018, Google released, based off some sort of internal review or something, apparently not the way they wanted to release it, that there was a lot of data and information that came out from them to hit the press that should not have hit the press. And here is some examples of that stuff in the Nintendo respect. This is a quote from the article. A Google employee accessed private videos in Nintendo's YouTube account and leaked information ahead of the planned announcements. So basically what we're saying is Nintendo uploaded a video to YouTube and privatized it. Privatized means that nobody sees it except for the people who upload it.
Right.
If you unlist it, anybody can see it with a link. That's fair game. As long as you have the links, people can share it around. It's whatever. Private means nobody should see it, and that includes Google. They should Google's employees, right? Maybe the person who handles the servers or whatnot. You know, if they happen to stumble upon it, oh well. But but nobody. Basically, just about 0%, less than 0% people should be seeing those videos. And Drip,
and it's not like,
and hold on, Drip. It turned out that in particular, the one thing that came that they've really kind of talked about that they're kind of releasing. And here's another quote: Yoshi for the Nintendo Switch, unquote, was leaked.
Yeah, I saw that
before the 2019 announcement, and that ended up being Crafted World. And here's a screen. Again, if you're watching, here you go. Here's a screenshot from this article. You can very clearly see right here. That's Yoshi Crafted World. That is and this is before Yoshi's Crafted World was announced. You can see here that this was leaked out before it ever happened in the direct, and that's because somebody got this video. Some Google employee saw the video and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna screenshot this and tell somebody," because following up with that quote, "My friend works at Google and he sent this photo to me. It's a video that has already on the Nintendo channel and it's going to be public after the reveal."
And that's the thing that's the thing.
My friend works at Google. We make that joke all the time, Drip.
Yeah.
My buddy's uncle's.
My uncle is a janitor at Nintendo. Yes, I know. But it's
real this time. It's real.
But it's actually been happening, which is wild. Like the fact that this is actually the way, like someone at Google, and that was another thing too I saw, that they said that all this stuff was shared accidentally. Like you're telling me you accidentally got into the back end of Nintendo's YouTube channel?
We're getting there. There's more stuff later that we're getting to. That's quote unquote accidental.
Well, that's insane.
Excuse me.
And this is what I want to know. I want to know how many of these leakers out here have been relying on this stuff and been paying people at Google to go in and do like that. I know there's been money changing hands. I saw that somewhere too, where some of these people have been trying to get this information and they're paying for it. I mean, for what? For what?
Internet clout, dude. People are
really?
are addicted to it. They are addicted to it. Being an insider, it makes people feel important. You know, some people ask their friend to leak information. Other people bully people. Other people are assholes in the world.
Other people just have
cut you off on the road. Other people have a Nintendo podcast where they talk about things. People just want attention, Drip. So to get their attention, to get... Catch my joke. I
got it. Yeah.
People just want attention. They want to be felt important, so they do certain things. And this is just one way people feel important. It's like being a jerk.
You're just going way out of your way to do that. And that's the thing too. It's not like they could get, because the actual directs are live presentations. So they go live, and then they're playing that video from their own somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the thing is, they've got all these other videos that are already sitting there waiting to go up, the trailers for the games. But I don't know if you've noticed, those have started to come out a little bit later.
The trailers for the game?
After they're announced at the Direct. They do the Twitter. Yeah, they do the Twitter stuff still. They'll announce it on Twitter and show that, but they're not going up on YouTube instantly anymore. Like
I have not put much thought into it, but now thinking about it retrospectively, that makes all the sense in the world what they're doing. They're preventing this from happening again. Nintendo probably figured this out already. They were just trying to eliminate a possibility. One of the pain points of like how this stuff's getting leaked. They're like, well, okay, let's just make sure these trailers where we don't know where Google where Google is storing these videos and who's seeing these stored videos. We're just gonna, we're gonna get rid of that possibility.
Yeah, they probably got somebody sitting there as the Direct's going on, or maybe a couple minutes before, like, okay, let's start uploading these so we can get them as close as possible. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you can't even and oh my God. Like, dude, that's insane. That's insane. There's somebody that works at Google, and that's the thing I'm wondering too. Like, how long was it going on? What were the years? 2013 and 2018.
Yep.
That's a long time for something like that to be going on. And I mean, it says here, the Yoshi's Crafted World thing was one thing, but I mean, how many of these leaks that actually came true do you think came from something like this?
And I can tell you one thing, Drip. I'm sorry. Did you ask me a specific question? I was going to talk about something else.
How many leaks like that actually came true? Do you think this was why?
The only thing we know about is that you crafted world, but I guarantee.
I know, but how many more?
How many more? And I guarantee you it's outside this date as well. This date range, I guarantee you it's outside that as well. It's got to be. There's no way it was just.
Because there's been some stuff that's been leaked, and it's like, how would anybody know that unless it's like. And especially when it happens a few days before, which would be about the time they're starting to upload their videos to get it ready for the Direct.
Yep.
I mean, that's like, what the hell, dude? It's insane. It's crazy.
I want to remind you and everybody else at home that I've mentioned this on the show before, that Google is the worst company when it comes to leaks. I've said that quote unquote on the show before.
Oh yeah, and especially with their phones and stuff.
It's in particular to their phone stuff, because they're so bad at it that eventually gave in and started leaking their own phones, because what now we can assume is probably Google employees all along are leaking this information. Google, what the hell, Google?
It's insane.
What the hell, Google?
And then there's so many layers to this too.
You can't handle your own house, and now you're ruining other people's houses too.
Into other people's house. You're giving the key to other people's houses.
You're only the biggest internet forget internet. You're only the biggest corporation in America. I mean, let's be honest. What other companies have a verb? One company in particular, besides Google, there's one company I can think of that stupidly got rid of their verb because they're morons. But besides that unnamed company that you know exactly what I'm talking about, Google is a verb, man. nice that. Google's a verb, man. It's so important. It is so. Ask Jeeves of the thing. Goodbye. Yahoo search. Goodbye. Google just ate everybody up and chewed them out and spit them out. Like, they're so important. They're so huge.
Oh, don't forget Bing.
Alphabet company
Everybody's binging things, aren't they?
No. Alphabet is the company.
Sure?
Is Google is what they call themselves in the overarching is Alphabet. They're so huge. They own so much of everything, and for them to be so incapable of handling their own shit and so incapable of it that it's now affecting other people's shit. I mean, it's just unreal. It's just unreal.
What's the answer, though? Like, some people have to have access to the back end of YouTube to do things, like to help people. Like, where do you draw the line, though? Like, who gets to have this?
You're not going to like my answer. You're not going to like my answer, but this is my answer. They're too big. We've allowed these monopolies to grow to a certain point. We're so far past monopoly, it's laughable. Like, Amazon, Google, Apple, getting there, if not already there. Like, these companies, they were monopolies like decade ago, 15 years ago.
Oh yeah, well, I mean,
and they've only grown.
We don't need to get into all that. I
know,
agree with you though.
But the point, the solution, Drip, is to not have the company so big that they can't even see. It's like you've gotten so fat that when you look down, you forget you have toes because they're not there anymore. You can't see. These companies are so big, they even forgot that you have to walk. They're so busy gliding along That they forget, like, oh yeah, we gotta like handle stuff. There's too many cooks in the kitchen, Drip. Too many cooks. There's too many, Drip.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've got to figure out how to limit access to the back end to the people who only need it. I mean, there's no reason for. I don't know what level at Google you have to be able to get into the back end of YouTube, but clearly they're letting way too many people in there. That needs to be stopped.
I got on a tangent. They're overlooking small things like this. It's just a small thing, but they're overlooking it because there's so much to look at that they're overlooking certain things, especially the small things, because they're too busy looking at everything else. If they weren't just so fucking big and weren't in control of so many things,
well,
they
and
could
then we
see
talk
in
about
front of
that
their
too.
face.
They keep putting their hands in different things that they want to try and do, and then they fail, and it doesn't matter. They're so big it doesn't matter. They just sell it off. Whatever. Just stop. Stadia.
Microsoft. Same thing Microsoft does.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane, man. It's just crazy.
I love Google. Let me be clear. I am a fan of Google. I've got a Google Pixel. Love it. I've always been a fan of Android. Always been a fan of what Google does. Their apps and services. Love using the Google suite of stuff. I'm a huge Google fan. But like, come on, guys. It's like the Flyers. I'm a Philly reference. I'm a Philly guy. Love the Flyers. I do love them. But I love them to a fault, and they make me so mad that I kind of hate them now. Because, come on, guys. It's been 40, 50 years since your last championship, and you're still rebuilding? What are you doing? Google, I love you. But what are you doing, guys? What are you doing? You make an app, you put half effort into it for 4 months, and then you got rid of it. You make an app, like they're getting rid of. Oh my God, I don't want to get on the tangent anymore. But what are you doing? What are we doing, Drip? What are they doing? And speaking of,
they said they fixed. That's the thing. They're like, oh, we fixed it.
Lies.
We fixed it.
They're lying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. How much more has happened?
And this is all nonsense. This is all video game nonsense. Okay, it doesn't mean a damn thing. Okay. Maybe
it does.
Nintendo might think differently because their bottom dollar gets affected.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, I don't give a fuck about Nintendo's bottom dollar. So go fuck yourself, Nintendo.
No, but I mean, yeah, it does affect people.
I just assured that they'll never be a Nintendo partner. Moving on though to the same ideas in the same realm. Non-Nintendo data leaks also happened in this information leak. Leak of leak. They're really leaky in here.
Yes.
Google
like your window.
Also revealed that they again, the accidental thing comes up again here, big time. Accidentally recorded children's voices. I'm putting big fat quotes with my fingers. They quote accidentally recorded children's voices. They also accidentally created a quote database of geolocated license plate numbers. You know, Drip, when I stumble on the internet in the morning, I accidentally write code every day. I open my computer and
how are you accidentally doing any of this?
I created Flappy Birds by accident. I just logged on one day and oops, I coded Flappy Bird. It's amazing that how accidentally I just
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how you accidentally.
I didn't just store license plates. Sorry, I didn't. Google didn't just store license plates. No. They accidentally made a database geolocated to the license plates that they accidentally have.
It's terrifying. Like, think about that. Because I tell you what, first off, clearly the joke is it wasn't accidental. Clearly not accidental.
Not a joke.
But this is just a tiny piece of what's going on behind the curtain there,
this is
man.
a finger clipping.
Scary,
a finger clipping.
It's scary.
Of a whole body.
It's scary. And I mean, anytime, like, you're sitting around your phone and talking, it's funny how those weird ads just start showing up. God, what did I talk about? I don't even remember what it was. I typed something like in a text message about my new grill. And all of a sudden, their website's popping up everywhere. Like, oh, we got this great deal to get all these accessories. I'm like, motherfuckers. I mean, that's normal data collection that we've all just, I guess, accepted.
Yeah, but what about your kids? Okay, so think about this. Okay, your kids are on YouTube. Okay, innocently watching YouTube, all the YouTube program, the kid content that's out there, especially for kids.
Oh, my kids aren't.
So you feel like but you feel like theoretically you feel like they're safe because a lot of parents out there just letting their kids on YouTube. You feel like they're safe, they're doing the right thing, and you're on their tablet. But oops, Google accidentally, while the kid was on their parents' tablet, oops, we recorded your voice, child, and we stored it. Oops.
Yeah, I mean, for what?
Oops.
And that's the thing. They had that big problem with YouTube Kids a while back too, where like the content and stuff was like, dude, and they were doing all this crazy stuff where they were basically doing things they shouldn't have been doing to kids' videos, monetizing kids' videos and stuff like that they should not have been doing. They knew they shouldn't have been doing, but were doing it anyway, then got caught. And that's where the whole thing came where it says you have to say, is this made for children? That's what happened after that. Because I had just started YouTube at the time. I'm like, oh, great. YouTube just fucked my entire channel before I even started, because now no one's going to be able to make any money on YouTube. But it didn't end up being that way. Just imagine what's actually happening. Like, it's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying.
Listen, I have been, man, I go back thinking it like years ago. At this point, it's been over a decade. When I got really into mobile phones, and like I'm setting up my new smartphone, or I'm setting up my parents' smartphone for them. And like, there's all these like questions as you go through your phone, like you have to accept this, and accept that, accept this service, accept that. And like, they ask like, what do I accept all of these? And I just tell them like, yeah, of course they're going to do it. Whether you accept it or not, if you don't accept it, they're going to tell you that, oh, well, return the phone. And if you do accept it, I'm sorry. And if you don't accept it, they're just going to do it anyway. But if you do accept it, once again, now you're just making it so Google is rock solid for a lawsuit. If anything ever comes up like that, like a class action or whatever, well, they signed the term, but they make you do it because otherwise you can't use the device. So I even forget why I brought this. I think the main reason I bring this up is it just makes me think, going back like years, at this point, over a decade of just everybody accepting the terms and services of everything. Because that's what you do, because we all know Google and all the companies, Google's not the only company doing this. All the companies are guilty of these things. And they're not so shy about it. All these terms and services things, if you actually read some of them, you'd be shocked of what they're saying. And especially the older stuff. Like, you'd be shocked. But like, everyone's doing it. All these companies are doing it because, again, they're like a kid. You know how a kid just does things to see what they can get away with? That's what kids do. That's what big companies are. Sometimes. Big companies are children, dude. They're just doing things for their own benefit to see what they can get away with. And now it's up to us, the society, to like, what are we doing about this now? What do we do? Do we push legislation? Do we stop them? We just let them do what they're going to do. And the answer is going to be,
I can't believe
the answer is going to be, we're going to let them do what they want to do, because that's what we always do. I can't believe
this hasn't gotten more traction than it has. It's not even just the Nintendo part of it. The other parts is what I'm talking about. That's huge.
The children voices thing. I'm not a parent, but if I was a parent, I would be livid if you were recording my voice, a kid's voice. Like, at this point, every parent should know how to open a phone or whatever. Or if you got a kid tablet, go in there, remove the microphone, take it out, take the camera out. Don't trust these companies. There is no reason why we need to trust these companies.
It's not good. It's not good. I don't know. It's scary. Like, I don't know how it's not a bigger thing. When did this actually happen?
The leak?
No. When did this become a thing that people were talking about on the internet? Is this a relatively new thing?
I believe it is relatively new. I'm not sure. Well, actually,
so this could still get. I have the article with me here. Traction.
The article was posted on. Drum roll, please. Where's the date? It doesn't show. The date's not. Why isn't the date here? Where's the date? It's got to be recent. I'll keep looking, but it's got to be recent.
Oh, I know it's decently recent, but I mean, I just feel like more people should be talking about this. This is crazy. And again, the Nintendo parts, whatever. The rest of it's like, oh, and it's just, I don't know. It's dirty. I don't like it. Explains a lot of the leakers, though. Okay, let's get back into the Nintendo part of this.
Sure.
Do you think that this is going to affect, and I know one of the big leakers, I can't remember all their names at this point. I'm sorry. I'm the only leaker that I'm concerned about. But I know some of them have come out and said, like, oh, that's not going to affect my information at all because I don't get my information from that. But how much of the leaking do you think is going to go away now because of this being a public thing that people know about this? Because it ain't going to be happening anymore, I can tell you that.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be 1,400 all-hands meetings in the Google headquarters, and they're going to be sitting everybody down being like, okay, kids. I mean, okay, everybody, let's listen up. So we hear this thing's going on by you guys going around taking information that doesn't belong to you and sharing it with people. Your friends. Oh, we get it. We were young once too. It's cool, guys. We're cool too. It's cool, man. It's all good. But maybe we shouldn't be doing this stuff. So we're going to give everybody a weekly class. It's going to be, just give us a second to make sure that we can contract it out. We're going to do a weekly class for everybody of how they should handle the workplace culture. And it's going to be a 45-minute session every day for 14 weeks straight. And you're going to just sit there, leave your job, leave your desk, leave your cubicle, and go and learn how to handle your work's data safely for everyone. Rainbows and sunshine.
Okay, do you think this is going to stop a lot of Nintendo leaks or no?
No.
No? You don't think this is going to change at all? I don't see how it stays the same at this point. Now this has become like
okay. The question I was really answering was, do I think this information is going to be? Do I think future information will be restricted because people are scared or whatnot? No. Nintendo maybe, because they are now aware of really what's going on, and they'll do things differently. But this is not going to stop leaks. This is not going to hinder leaks. Nothing is going to happen. I'm telling you, I just told you what's going to happen. They're just going to make some bullshit all hands-on meetings, and they're going to tell people, that'll make people watch a 45-minute, instructional video every day for 4 weeks, and then they're going to leave there tired and hungry. That's the result of what's going to happen from Google. They're just going to make their employees tired and hungry, and they're going to continue to steal their information because it's so easy, because Google's not going to fix the main problem. That's the thing. They have to fix the problems. They got to fix the problems, Drip.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if this actually turns into a bigger thing.
Internally, Google's not going to fix the problems. Maybe the outside companies who have, Yeah,
Nintendo's going to have to, they're going to have to stop. I mean, clearly they have. Because I don't think we're getting nearly as many of these leaks right before it happens. And, I mean, honestly, we don't know anything for this Direct right now. Like, there's nothing that has been actually leaked. None of this stuff even sounds like it's like, here's the information we have. Like, there's some code names that are like guesses, but they are just that. They are guesses. They're guesses from code names. There's been nothing out there that's actually like, we know this is going to be there. Like, none of it. So, I mean, this would be the first Direct in a while where there hasn't been something leaked. It could happen. Especially if it's next week. We're coming up on the point now where it's like we would have heard stuff, but
yes and no. I think there's still gonna be it could be a couple days out, right? There's still that possibility. We still got multiple
third-party stuff happens. Yeah.
Yep. Also, there has been a ton of leaks already. Well, leaks. There have been a ton of rumors already about the Zelda stuff.
But the rumors that are based off of they say they're telling you what it's based off. None of it's based off of like we know. It's based off of we found a code name. Here's what the code name is for this game, and it's a game like that, and this code name kind of sounds like that, so it might be a game like this. Like, I can't remember what the game was, but I know one game was called, the code name was Elsa, and they found a code name for something that's coming to the Switch that's Anna. So they're like, okay, Elsa, and it's a tie-in from that's what it is. It's another one of these games because of that. That's what I'm talking about. Like, there's one Edward, and they think that's a Zelda game, 2D Zelda game, because there was another name like that. I don't know the whole damn story, but there's another 2D game. We'll see. I don't know. I'm interested to see how all this goes forward, because if this picks up traction, and I mean, who knows, man? This could be the start of a big change. Probably not, but who knows?
Probably not, Drip. Where can the people find you, Drip, on the internet?
Me?
Yeah, I'm taking this from the Communication Hour podcast.
Are we doing that now?
Yeah.
Oh, youtube.com/Drip Media Gaming. That's it.
What do you do over there, Drip?
I talk about Nintendo. Same thing I do here.
Yeah, it's great. 40,000 subs.
A little different.
40,000 subs. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Doing all right.
Yeah.
Doing good.
Yeah.
Doing okay.
Twitch, you do that anymore?
Yeah, sometimes.
Cool.
Twitch.tv/Drip Media. Is that right?
Yeah,
what about you, G? Where can the people find you?
Just like me, Drip. Sometimes youtube.com/Uncle G. Sometimes when I feel like it. It might be Uncle G Productions. I don't remember which. If it is Productions, I'm gonna change it back to Uncle G. But yeah, I sometimes post over there. It's been a while. But something tells me next week I might be posting something if we're doing something with Johnny. We'll see what we're doing with that. But I mean, you guys can find me right here on the Drip G podcast. I am the main shebang over here. I'm the star of the show. That's what I do, Maybe. But also, I'm on Twitch.
Woo,
I'm
okay.
on Twitch. Go follow. If you guys are not already following me on Twitch, please do that. I'm streaming weekly, almost daily over there. You're doing at least 3 times a week over there. So I'm having a lot of fun. People are having fun too, it seems. So over there, twitch.tv/Uncle Jeeb. Also, don't forget my socials. I'm trying to be more active on the Twitters. Try to be active over there. Follow me over there. Instagram is private. It's just for me and my friends. However, if you request to follow me, I may or may not accept it. Give it a try. See what happens. It's like a lottery. But mostly Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter. Not X. It's Twitter. And the Discords. Get in the Discord servers. All the links that are required, if you guys are interested in any one of those things, following either of us in any of those things, make sure to go down below in the description. Follow us there. Thank you guys for listening on the audio side of things. If you guys are listening in the stream, we're hanging out for the live stream, but so don't go anywhere. But if you're listening on audio side of things, or watching the YouTube video after the fact, we appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for 800 followers on YouTube. It's amazing achievement. We're trying to reach 1,000 followers on YouTube before the end of the year.
I think we can do it.
I think we can do it. I was a little nervous at the beginning of the year. I'm still nervous about it. We're gonna cut it close, but it's possible.
It is possible.
That's the hope. It's 1,000 this year. So thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Later.